Everybody, it's Ryan1940 here, and today we're taking a look at Stormworks, and this is LSD 46. Kind of got something really neat in store today. So this is an amphibious assault ship that was kind of based on the Whidbey Island class LSD, specifically LSD 46, which is USS Tortuga. Obviously, with the workshop restrictions, this is really miniature, shrunk down version of it. But the main thing I wanted to be able to do was have a functional well deck, and today we're actually going to launch an AAV off of that, and that was made by Soup. They've also made this locking system, which was a kind of a hurdle that we had to get over while the ship is getting closer to release. That was one of the major things that I was worried about. So the first thing we need to do is cut the engine, reduce the pitch a little bit to slow down. There we go. So we're killing the speed here on the ship. Just around the bridge really quick, we've got the lighting control here. I've added more equipment and stuff all around, especially the welding torches and this kind of stuff you really want when you're out to sea driving the ship around. There's also a rifle locker if you need to get a gun and shoot some people coming at you. So that's basically it. Another major milestone on the ship that I like to put on all my ships is obviously working bathrooms. So the sinks, the toilets, these showers, they all work. This is this XO stateroom. We have the crew's head over there. It's just toilets and sinks. And then that's the CO stateroom. He has a bathroom right over there. And with all my ships, you can flush the toilet. Fresh water comes out of the sinks and the toilets. And the drain actually goes down to the black water tank. And you can either treat it and then pump it overboard, or you can just pump it overboard. The sink water and the shower water is hot water goes to the shower, and fresh water, just cold water, goes to the sinks. Both of those go down the gray water system, so you can hold them in a gray water holding tank and then pump them over the side. So that's what we got there. I was really happy with that. That takes a lot of work, but I really like engineering that stuff into the ship, so you can see a lot of the pipe work for all that stuff. We also got the working fire stations. I think that was around in the last update video. And as we make our way down, let's show you something over here. So with the LSD sort of ship, I really thought it was important that we were able to crane on board the AAV, which we can do with this crane. It's made by HCS Firebird. We can then drive it all the way through these doors, as long as you don't have a helicopter in here, and then drive it down the ramp. It does actually work. You can get it around the corner there and make it go down. And then once you're down here, you can, there's the AAV in question, you can open up these doors here. Let's unlock them just to show you really quick. So you've got the parking area. There's one set of stops or locks, parking locks for the AAV. You can put one here. You've got another one over here, so you can park two. And I think that's enough. If you were to try and park three, there might be room right here, maybe. But honestly, with three of them, I think that would just make the thing super laggy. This ship is already kind of laggy, I guess, if you don't have a high-end system. And yeah, I don't see the reason why a single player would need like three of them on there. So I might not put the spot up there. We'll just see if I got some extra time that I'm willing to spend on that. So yeah, you can drive it all the way down and park it and that kind of thing. So we do want to close these doors when they're not in use, though, and I'll show you why. So we can open up our stern door, we'll unlock it there and then open it this way. And the way that flooding works in Stormworks is we're basically, if we want this well deck to work, we're just going to fight against the incoming rush of the water. So to do that, we want to keep the space completely sealed, so we're only flooding this area. And then the intake of the ports you see here, they're all going to take the water and then push it out overboard. So we've got the controls for that. So this will tell you the well deck water level. So as waves break in here and stuff like that, it'll get, so you see more and more water's coming in. Now we can just open these discharge valves and then start the discharge pumps, and you see that start to go down, slowly combating the waves. Now if we wanted to really lower the stern here, these are two massive tanks that we can fill with water. So we can take salt water and then flood it this way, or we can empty it. This is the controls for that, and this kind of shows you the levels. So right now those tanks are both empty, and the idea that we're going to use today is just basically drive it off the ramp, and we're not going to really flood the stern. This is a charging cable, so this will keep the ship charging the creation. So any creation you park here, it will fix it into place, or charge it in place, so that way it doesn't run out and you can always rely on these small connectors to work. This is required because if we didn't have something like this, this thing would go sliding around, slamming into everything in rough seas. So this is good. We'll turn on our connectors release, and then we're going to turn the parking lock off. That lowers this, which is nice. It's out of the way. And specifically for this creation, you're going to want to do something first. So we'll go here into the rear hatch. There is the bilge pump that's behind the driver's seat. You're not going to be able to get to it with the driver's seat, and you need that on to survive in the water, unfortunately. So make sure you do that. I've been trying to tell Soup to switch that to the amphibious mode. Maybe they'll do it, maybe they won't. So it's their prerogative. And I say that because you've got an amphibious mode where you hit 4 and it'll show you what happens. So we'll turn the brake off, and we will turn our engine on. We can use our viewing scope. So the engine's on now. We'll hit number 1 to gear up, and then we will look at the external view. If I hit 4, you can see my snorkel goes up and the props start to rotate. So we are in amphibious mode, and this doesn't turn the bilge pumps on. You got to do that beforehand, and you can only access it from the rear. So if you don't use the bilge pumps, you will definitely sink. So as we go off the edge here, we're going to sink, and hopefully we come back up. The bilge pumps are going to work. Fighting to keep that water out, and you can see we're floating. Alright, so we can hopefully drive ashore. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I guess this is the controls to turn it. Oh, this is freaking sweet. Oh, look at that. I gotta get a shot of this. I love how they spelled Marines. Marines. That's really funny. Gotta get the close view. There we go. That's better. Oh man, this is what I really wanted, the functional well deck. And Soup made a great AAV, and now we can just cruise along like this. Yeah, enough of the camera shots here. Let's see if we can actually drive this ashore. This will be an absolute first for me. I've never done this. It took me a while to figure out. I had to chat with Soup about this. Like, why the heck was this thing always just rolling off the top of the ramp and then just completely sinking? And then they said, oh, well, you should turn your bilge pumps on. I was like, that's not on when you go into amphib mode. And they said no. So, but now that we got that sorted, you guys know, and you won't have to suffer like I did. Oh, this is so cool. I think we're going to do it. Yes, yes, yes. All right, and I guess we just hit 4 out of amphibious mode. Yeah. Hit 1 to change gears, and we're cruising. Sweet. So this creation, I'll have it linked in the description. You can actually get it now, so you can practice driving and stuff. Obviously, the ship back there is still under construction. I'm still tuning it up. But yeah, get this thing now, download it, try it out, get used to it, because it's going to be basically the main add-on vehicle you're going to want with the LSD-46. I'm pretty sure Soup has used this online, so it's light enough to be on those PvP servers. But yeah, it's a pretty great design. You know what, let's see if we can actually go the other way, try and get on board. This will be insane if we can do both. Alright, so we want to get on to number 4. Turn that on again. Got the bilge pumps going, of course. And there we go. And this would be freaking sick if we can drive up the ramp, although I have my doubts, because the ramp probably needs to be kind of at a downslope, and it's pretty flat right now. Unless we can catch it nice with a wave or something. Oh, this is so cool. I also want to make, maybe in the future, I want to make an LCU or LCM sort of boat. And those are one of the reasons I really wanted the well deck, but the way that it works in Stormworks is just unfortunate because if I was to lower that well deck, there would basically be a wall of water, and it wouldn't actually evenly fill in the well deck like you would imagine water to behave. So that just sucks, because otherwise it'd be super cool. All right, let's see if we can get this going. You know what, let me get another screenshot of this. This is a pretty cool shot. Oh, that's neat. Man, I have been waiting for something like this. I've been wanting to drive this AAV off a ship ever since Soup made it. A long time ago, actually, I think. Oh man, let's see. I wonder if I could speed up, if that'll be good enough to like get over the lip. Let's try that. Let's try it. Oh, maybe. No, 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 no. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. Crap. That is a bad idea. 2 downshifts us, I think. Yep. 2 goes down in gear. And then 1 more. There we go. We're reversing. Oh, we're not reversing. We're in a negative gear. It's just, I don't think the props do that, so. Yeah, we're kind of stuck. Actually, you know what I can do? We're pretty stable. We'll open the hatch, get out. This is actually pretty cool to be able to do this. Just hop right on board. Close that hatch just in case we get some catastrophic flooding. So you can see here the turret ring's actually open, so it's important you have the bilge pump because water will come in, but this is the only way that they could have this working. Well, yeah, we can try and demo to lower the stern deck there. So we got the water level under control. That's good. We want to flood the starboard and flood the port stern tanks. Both of these guys are flooding now. We'll wait for that to get lower. And then I'm going to make a jump for it. Oh, perfect. And then we want to close this quickly. It's so sketchy. Okay, so while that's going, let's make another approach. Let's go around. This is super cool. So when I was in the Navy, I never really got to see any sort of amphibious operations and like landings and exercises and everything like that. The only times I've interacted or been around an amphib was, I'll never forget this. It was like one time we were off the coast of Hawaii, and we were with an amphibious readiness group, and I can't remember who it was, but essentially there was this big exercise where we were about to, well, we were on deployment. Basically our deployment started leaving Hawaii, and we essentially spent a month off the coast of Hawaii before we even left the area to actually go on deployment to go all the way out to the Middle East. So it kind of sucked for us because it's like you were so close to home but you couldn't go home, you know. And we were a part of, I think they called it Amphibious Readiness Group back then, because I think now they call it Expeditionary Strike Group. But anyways, we were with a big amphib, like a big, one of those like LHA kind of ones, so like a big helicopter carrier, if you can envision that. And so they're a massive ship, and there's like this big storm going on. And part of the exercise was not only on the southern part of Hawaii, the Hawaiian island chain, but it rolled over to the northern side too. But the northern side was where the weather was the worst, right? And after some time, like, everybody was looking at the forecast and it looked like it was going to die down on the northern side. And so the amphib told us to go up north on the other side of the Hawaiian island chain and then check out the weather and see how it was, basically, like be a test ship, you know. And we're like, well, what the hell? We're like the small ship, so like, why don't you go over there if you're so freaking big, you know? And anyways, we head over there, go through between Oahu and Maui, and kind of sprint up north, and then it's at nighttime, like late at night, and I'm on watch and sonar control, and as the supervisor, you're always kind of on the net with all the other areas, I guess, and you're kind of monitoring the status of equipment, and there's like a maintenance net that everyone's listening to, and I can hear this conversation like the TACAN has gone down, and they're like, oh, okay, well, so they looked at their equipment and they're like, well, everything looks like it's on, so it doesn't make any sense that it's not working. So they actually sent some people outside, and then they come back and they say, well, TACAN's gone. And the maintenance supervisor guy was like, well, yeah, I know it's gone, but what happened to it? He's like, no, it's physically gone. Like the wind was so strong, I guess, that it ripped parts of it off and it just flew out into the ocean. It was just never recovered. All right, this looks pretty good. Let's see if we can make our approach go faster. Climb it, climb it, climb it. Yes, yes, yes. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. I'm not giving up. Change gears. Oh, we're really pushing it. Dang it. We're so close. Just brute force it, please. Yes, we did it. Yes. Oh, I'm so freaking happy. Now a new problem is we're going to be kind of like misaligned here, I guess, but let's go like that, and then let's go like a little bit this way and go like that. Turn the brake on. And then get out of the driver's hatch. Let's see how we did. Okay, we're going to need the... Alright, let's get this well deck under control here, first of all. So you can see the water is slowly climbing, but there's just so little. I've seen it. See, this is what I'm talking about. It doesn't... You know, you would imagine it to pool up equally, but it just doesn't do that in Stormworks. You get this wall of water, so eventually it'll quickly accelerate how much water is coming in. But that's okay. We've got it under control now. We can turn this stuff off. We can empty those tanks, and then we can keep discharging it. But now we will close the stern door, and then we'll lock it. So no more water's coming in. We're slowly going to get the water out of here, and we'll be good to go. Next thing we got to do is actually push this forward a little bit to lock it into place. So I want to make sure the release is off, and then we'll turn the brake off here. Yep, there we go. So the brake is off, so I should be able to push this forward with my body. Push this forward with my body a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. And then the way these connectors work, it should be... There we go. There we go. We're locked into place now, so the forward one should also be connected. Let's take a look around the front. Yep, it's connected, so if I wanted to release it, I'd have to release this first and then lower that. If you don't release that first, when this goes down, it's going to try and take the vehicle with it, and it's going to cause like Stormworks to freak the F out. So that's good. Now the next thing we need to do here is to put this cable on. We got to plug it into some power so we don't run out of battery with this guy. Go around the other way, I guess. Maybe I'll leave another connector the other way so we don't... Oh shoot. Oh, I see what's happening. The pressure. We can open this up and then release the pressure that way. There we go. Yeah, when the water ran out, obviously there was nothing else to take in, so it was just sucking all the air out of this place. Another thing we need to adjust here is... if I can get over this thing. There we go. Want to make sure the brake is on so that when we release the thing next time, it's not going to slide around. And then we can... Alright, we can access the bilge pump that way, so that's a good way to do it. Yeah, so we'll do that. And then I also want to lower the snorkel mode, so we'll turn that off, get out of amphibious mode there. Yeah, so we're all set here. And we're good to go with the... Yeah, I think the one improvement I want to make is add another electrical connection up forward in case I nose in like this. So we'd probably put one on the deck somewhere around here, I guess. Oh man, that was really neat. So yeah, that is the AAV actually making it ashore and then driving back in on the well deck of LSD 46. I've still got some work to do. There's some things I want to add. I don't know if I went through this already. Sorry, this video might be long. I really need to add some shore connections, so discharging the gray water, the black water, and then taking in fresh potable water, taking in fuel, taking in electricity. So we need to have those connections. Also like to make some sort of unrep style connection where the fuel intake is kind of elevated and there's usually like a rope anchor there, so if somebody makes a tensioning system they can use it. So I got to add that stuff. That's a key one that I really want in the ship so far. And yeah, overall I'd say this was quite a success. I'm really stoked that this all worked. Thanks to Soup for making that AAV. I made that a while ago, so that'll be linked in the description. If you have any questions or comments, let me know below and I'll get to them as soon as possible, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!